sucker for my ride out of here. If I can fix you up.
Alright guys, look who's back on the bench, the Cylon Raider. Last we left, the top had been painted, the multi-panels had been done, everything like that. The next thing I had to do was I hadn't finished the bottom. I have since finished the bottom now, and my next step is going to be give the whole thing a coat of Future, and then start the weathering once it's dried out. So, be back in a little bit. So we've moved on to the weathering phase. Now I was hoping to show you what I'd done from the beginning, but I got tied up in a hangout and I didn't want to waste time, so I started working on it. But here's what I did to get to this point. Last night I gave the entire ship a coat of Future, which is this material here, if you haven't seen it before. Okay, this is what I use. It's just a floor wax, Future. There's another brand also, because the Future itself is kind of hard to find these days. So what else you could use is this, which is, in this case, it's Pledge with Future. Same stuff. Okay, put it in the brush, in the airbrush. I spray it on, let it sit. If you don't have a brush, an airbrush that is, you can use a nice thick brush and you can brush it on also. I've seen people do that and they've had very good results, just like with the airbrush. I myself prefer to use the airbrush. I just think it gives it a more even coat, but like I said, the people I've seen that use the brush come out with as good, if not better, with with a regular brush. Anyway, I let it dry, got a nice, good, shine to it. And then what I did is I started to weather. And what I did is I got these artist pastels. They come in these chunks like this. I took it, and as you can see over here, alright, I just crumbled it up on this rough coarse sandpaper, which got me a nice powder. And I took a brush that I had, I chopped down the bristles on it, so it looks like a crew cut. And basically all I did is I just dab it in the pastels, and then I just start brushing onto the model like such. And just blow it away and go to town. I did all along the panel lines, as you can see here. My hand keeps getting in the way here, but basically I'm just kind of blotting it on, rubbing it into the finish, and then I take this larger brush and I brush back. And I'm trying to keep it, you could tape it off if you'd like, but I'm trying to keep it on the back side of each of the panel lines here. Try to keep the forward side clean. I like the effect better. And then the other thing I'm trying to do is the parts of the finish that I screwed up, such as here. I don't know what happened here, but there's this. There was another blotch here. And also, there are dimples in the plastic, like if you remember in the first video, the sprue attach points were very thick and kind of damaged in here. So I'm going to use that to my advantage. And what I'm going to do, instead of trying to take all the time to make that perfect again, I'm just going to take the pastels and I'm going to highlight that area with the pastels and make it look like it's a battle damage. And you know, scar it up a bit. So this is what it looks like right now. A lot different than it was before. And the good thing is that since I've futured the original finish, if I screw something up, if I'm not happy with what I've done here, sorry, I can just clean it off with some water and start all over again. So that's where we are right now. The next piece is going to be the underside. As you can see, the underside's still very pristine and clean. So before I get to that though, what I'm going to do is give it another coat of future, seal all this work in, okay, and then after that's dried, then we're going to proceed to the underside and work on the backside and the engine area, make it nice and dirty. So hang on, and we'll be back in a little bit. Alright, so we're going to give this a quick coat of the future floor polish, let that dry, and then, like I said before, then we're going to start on the other side. So for those who haven't seen this, I mean, it's not like it's rocket science. Use the trusty old Badger for this. Oops, sorry about that. Squirt. I like to give my brush a little test first here, see how it sprays. Good. Looking good, not too much. that's it. So now we just sit and wait, and then we proceed with the bottom. Be right back.